coming to you from Rife Studios in Marion, Iowa. And today, I'm following around singer, songwriter, and performer Billy Bourbon and getting information about his latest project. Billy, from where do you draw your musical inspiration?
Well, I've always said that the Rolling Stones are my favorite country band. And I've always liked Southern rock, and growing up, the music of my time was what they call now classic rock. Then when I got old enough to start going into bars, I discovered rockin' country and drinking country and partying country. And those guys became my mentors for when I started my first bands. And they introduced me to people like Jerry Jeff Walker, Waylon Jennings, Guy Clark, basically Texas singer-songwriters. And those led me into other people like Townes Van Zandt and Ray Wylie Hubbard.
All your dishes, make note of all good wishes.
I have to say you make guitar playing look effortless. Is this something that comes naturally, or do you have to work at it?
Oh, thank you for the compliment. I'm definitely in the have to work at it camp. But I would say I have a comfortableness playing guitar. I'm comfortable being on stage. My only real time of stage fright or any kind of nervousness was my very first gig as an MC, as a young disc jockey. And it was a wedding show, about 1,000 people in a ballroom. It was a big deal for the radio station. And I was looking out the curtain thinking, where's the exits, you know? And then my cue came on and I went out, and as soon as I hit the stage, everything was fine, and I've always been comfortable since.
So what aspect of music making do you like the most? Is it the writing, or the recording, or performing live?
In a lot of ways, I see them as they're all three your children, and you love them all, but they have different aspects to them. Performing live, there's nothing else like it, especially when you get that energy going back and forth between you and the audience. In the studio, I love modern technology, I love what we can do, and I'm obsessive enough to enjoy going and listening to something 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 times. And then as far as writing goes, it's always come naturally to me. I've always been a writer, but what I've found is with good writing, it needs to be edited and revised and gone over again, and make sure you're really saying what you really want to say. And that sometimes can be almost painful. But when you get through the process and you got that little nugget that you want to share with people, it makes it all worth it.
You've played the honky-tonks and ice houses of Texas, much like your heroes, and now you've come back to the Midwest, in part to take care of your aging parents. And your career has really taken a turn. Tell me about this project.
Well, all the time I was in Texas, I often had people tell me to put together a bigger show and present my songs in a more show-busy kind of way, as opposed to just playing in little bars and ice houses where I was at. And since I've been back here, I've met people and they've been telling me the same thing almost from the get-go. But I've also met a couple of people who told me how to accomplish this. So I've been working with them, putting together a show. These are going to be some of the best musicians I've ever played with. It's going to be a multimedia presentation with TV screens in the back. We have a narrator who's going to be telling the audience information about the artists that we're going to be performing. It's going to be one of the best shows in the Midwest.